sleeping at?
Hey, little bit. Good afternoon. It's afternoon here on Tuesday, a couple days before Thanksgiving. It's time to get those sheets off, isn't it, huh? It's too warm now. We've had like 20-degree, 19-degree weather, and these are the two older horses that get their sheets on, get their little blankets on. So time to get those off. You want yours off, Sophie? Huh? There you go. No chasing. Y'all be nice. No conversations. So Sophie is our Belgian cross. We rescued her about 5 years ago. Woo, it's bright out here, huh? She's going to be getting her teeth done today. So I noticed with her, she was dropping her feed again. I soak all of their feed to help with digestion and make sure that they're getting water. Hi. And I noticed she's dropping feed. Girl, you rolled. Look at all that. And you can't really tell here, but she is a senior horse, and so I do a check. I really can't count all of her ribs, but every once in a while I'll kind of get a shine of them. And going into winter, I really want her to have conversations, a really good weight. She did roll. Your tail is like, girl, what did you do? Look at this. What is all that? Anyway, her and Buddy are going to come into the barn and eat, and then the vet will be here. Buddy is boarded here. We did utilize him for therapy. We do horse therapy here, utilizing our horses, and but he's since retired. You'll notice he's got a wrap, which he's had for many years. It's a standing wrap, but he has now have more arthritic buildup in his hock. Basically it's the knee and the back, and so he's retired. But if you've watched our channel long enough, you know that he is like my favorite. You are my favorite. He's not mine, but I've known him for like 7 years now. Has it been 7 years I've been taking care of you? Yeah, he's a good boy. So my name is JC Mason, and I'm the co-founder here for our nonprofit organization, Steadfast Trail. It's Psalm 108 Ministries. It came from my music ministry. We homestead here, so we bought the property personally. And give y'all a shot for those who are new. There's our barn and indoor arena. And then we run that part of the ministry here on the farm. And I've gone out and done my music ministry to help raise funds and support what we do. And now I also make goat milk soap and other natural skincare products to help support all we do here. So new to the channel, welcome, welcome. We are growing, and I'm very excited about that. Happy you've come along. I'm actually gonna let the girl goats out here as soon as I get the horses in, so you can meet them and see who's gonna have babies come March and April of 2023. So today I'll give you a little bit of a view of what it looks like for a horse to get their teeth done. My current vet, my equine vet, she does the drill method, which is basically a file on a drill, and it files it down. I do personally, especially for senior horses, prefer the file method with a long rasp that files down so you don't take too much off accidentally. But when you have a vet that's really, experienced in running the drill, they're really good about making sure they don't overdo it. So you'll get a view of that, and it might be really kind of shocking for some people because it's, the horse's mouth is pried open. Our horses do get sedated so that we can get in their mouth and open their mouth up. So I'll try to get as much of that as possible. And the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is some changes that I've had to make because we have so many different facets to our farm, to our homestead. I had to make some changes and really hone in our focus and what we're trying to do here within the community and our self-sustainability here on our farm as a family. Okay, so it is going to freeze tonight again, so I will have to drain this after they come in. But I want to give them enough water to drink after they get their eat their food, and then they'll be turned back out for the night. So one of the things for our sustainability, we have a garden and we have chickens for eggs, but eventually I do want to get chickens, meat chickens, and honeybees. That's two of the things on my list. I'm not a huge meat eater, so I could live off of beans and rice. But we do get a deer as well. It seems like every year now for the past 3 years because of my friend, and she's the one that comes and massages the horses. She has a equine massage business, and she massages those, but she loves to go hunting, and she brings us a deer every year. So it's just the three of us. My 4 adult children are gone and have families of their own, so it's not a lot of things that we need to be self-sustainable, but it's kind of like what I'm talking about today, some changes I had to make because I was just pulled in so many different directions. I don't want that for my homestead. I want to be really intentional about what I'm going to grow or raise to help us in the goals of self-sustainability. These are the boys. Hi, Stinkies. So I don't really have the space either. This is mainly horse land, and we have several pastures for the goats, which I'm gonna let the girls out next. Good job, buddy. Let me untie you. I know your food's over there, you see it. Okay, go get it. And she has hers. Now I will have to take out her pain out when she gets her teeth done because she's going to be sedated, and we don't want her munching on anything while she's coming out of that sedation. She can choke. And one thing about horses is they cannot throw up. They physically can't throw up. All right, here's our girl pen on the other side of the barn. I'm pretty sure we have at least 5 pregnant does, if not 8. I'm waiting to see if they go back into heat. There was a few I didn't want bred, and I mentioned that we had a breakout and the buck got out, and so that was fun. I am double checking to see if anybody runs over to the buck pen, but I'm pretty sure all 8 does are bred. So I may have mentioned before that one of the other facets that I would do is about 3 years ago, I was asked to come and lead worship at a church. And I had done that for 20 plus years and was really happy getting situated here on the farm and doing our ministry. But there was something about the call that I really felt it's something I needed to do. And so I really fell in love with the church, and we're actually members now. So it was a year sign up to be able to do that, and then COVID hit. So it was just a crazy kind of situation, but a blessing at the same time, because what I was being paid was coming here to Steadfast, not to me directly, but to Steadfast. And since it's a music ministry, it's founded as a music ministry, that was a great way to kind of subcontract. I was like a subcontractor in a way, but it would come here to our nonprofit organization. And it was a huge help during the time of COVID. I don't have any paid staff, so I didn't have that overhead above me having to pay anybody out, but the animals were well fed and happy, and everything was taken care of that we needed taken care of, and that was great. And I had great relationships built, and I really am excited about getting back into just going to church and not having to plan through the week and get this set up and that set up and do the slides, because I was doing the slides and the sermon notes and the lyrics and everything, and then getting up and leading. It started to really became very stressful with everything else that I was doing. So with that being said, as sessions, we do therapy sessions. So it's a one-on-one with a child specifically. Could be ADHD, Down syndrome, autism. It varies from the variety. I have kids with trauma. I have kids that are transitioning from foster care into family. And so it just depends on that type of session. But what's required, you have to be on 110%. So you're watching the horse, you're watching your participant, you're getting feedback from the way the horse is responding, and things that your participant's saying or doing, any anxiety, all these things. I equivalent that to walking a child on the back of a horse on a tightrope. That's what it feels like, kind of on a stress level. Not that I'm like anxious during the time, but there's so many variables. That's kind of how careful and intentional you have to be, with every step and with everything that you're doing. You really have to be intentional, both for the human and horse. So I was doing that through the week, youth volunteers, starting the soap business that also goes to Steadfast. I began to feel by Sunday, when I was getting up extra early to do all the farm chores, I was wearing myself thin. And that's saying it lightly, because when you're up and you're preparing, you're leading worship, my task is to say, hey, let's go into the throne room of God together. You have to be on. You have to be intentional. You have to do all those things and sing the right lyrics, all those things. So I felt like I was just on at this like extreme level of go, 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 and no rest. And it really started taking a toll. And I actually stopped making as many YouTube videos. I kind of backed off of that. I was just exhausted. There was no room. I wasn't being able to see my grandkids and my family because by Sunday I was just exhausted. Anyway, you get the picture. And so, long story short, I have stepped down from that position. And I will say, and this is my point I want to bring to you guys, is that sometimes we're fearful of making a decision, because I was thinking, I do enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. But I was fearful. There was a bit of fear in me, because that was helping Steadfast financially as well. So praying and saying, okay, God, I really feel you're asking me to step down. Like, woman, you're killing yourself, and give yourself a break. I don't know what that's going to look like for Steadfast in the ability to be able to have that cushion of paying to feed the horses and everything. Now we take donations, don't get me wrong, those do come in, but that's not something that you can, it's not a paycheck, you can't count on it all the time. So anyway, as soon as I had made that decision, and within the next couple of weeks, everything just jumped. Our soap shop, we have a farm store on here, it just upped and jumped, and the financial ability to just surpassed. I was just blown away. So, and very thankful, even though steps of faith are very scary, but just you've got to do what you know is best for your family, what's best for you, and trusting that God's gonna, you do what you physically possibly can do, and you have to leave the rest up to God. Okay, I have the vet here, and so I'm going to show you what it looks like. She's got her, what do you call that? The apparatus.
Speculum. It's a speculum.
Okay. than that tooth has she lost? She hasn't lost any yet. They're nearing.
One's almost gone, but not quite.
Okay.
And then was it the bottom that I pulled?
I think it was.
Because she's missing the other one.
Okay.
So she's lost, and the next two.
Okay.
You're not choking. You're not choking.
I thought maybe she was like, ow, that hurts.
I got more. Stop. No. I don't think it hurts.
Thanks, Sophie. Okay, so her medicine's worn off, her standing sedation's worn off, and she's eating. So let's check on her. She's still dropping food, which that's going to be something that'll happen for a while. So we'll check in on her. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and share, and join us for Life on the Farm here at Steadfast. Bye.